understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody. Instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Seth Estrada, and if you're watching this video, you're probably on my YouTube channel, Seth Estrada. Let me go ahead and turn that audio down for you just a little bit. Going to do a manual mix. But the reason I'm doing this video tonight is not because I have my best content for you, and it pains me to do this. I don't have my best content for you tonight. I have my best content on another platform, and there's a reason for it. I want to talk to you about something that happens on YouTube that is in part a commercial necessity, and a necessary evil of the world, but also a huge pain for independent media producers. Now, what I'm talking about is digital rights management, and digital rights management enforcement is the biggest problem. And now, there are companies like Kodak with the Kodak One token or the Kodak One blockchain that really wanted to be able to solve this and give ownership of digital assets to the artists, the original artists. But the problem is we live in a remix culture, so there are all kinds of things that can go wrong. What you're seeing behind me is my YouTube creator dashboard. This is my creator studio on YouTube. And I've got right here a video that I intended to upload for later on tonight on my Friday night show. I really wanted to show this to you. In fact, I went really far out of my way to make sure that my music all passed rights management tests. And I got it through outlets that are completely legal. I didn't steal music from anyone. I haven't ripped any artists off. I'm not using songs that, to the best of my knowledge, have any kind of copyright claims, because they're by independent artists, and I'm giving attribution back to the original publisher where I found it. Now, if you look in the comments, or if you look in the description of all of my videos, I cite a source that I use to find all of these new songs, and they publish it on their playlist, and so I've just linked it back to one playlist. Now, this is maybe my mistake by going through a curator, but what I'm going to say is this. They've been able to publish on YouTube without any difficulty, without any reprisal from the original artist. So I'm going to go back over here to the copyright tab. This is the same video, and there is a copyright claim. It says ads might appear on your video, but not ads that will feed my channel. Now, frankly, this is a fairly small channel as far as YouTube channels go, and I try to make sure that the content is hyper-focused on the technology, not on the other stuff, right? I don't necessarily talk about current events. I don't necessarily talk about pop culture. I'm not opposed to it. I don't hate pop culture, mostly, but I don't get wrapped up in it. That's not what this channel is about. I try to bring on quality interviewees, right, from meaningful blockchain projects so that you can ask them questions, and I do this so that you can share in this open mic policy that I have. I don't take payment from blockchain projects, so by and large, this channel is not really a money-making venture. It is a community service for all intents and purposes. I haven't recouped my costs in launching this channel, I'll put it that way. But then again, my costs include going to film school, spending tens of thousands in tuition, interning in Hollywood, and working at a major Hollywood studio. So, like, I paid some serious costs to be able to just plan and execute certain kinds of content. I don't know if this is the top shelf content that I've ever produced, but my point is that the costs, they run pretty high. I'm not alone in this either. There are a lot of content creators who come to YouTube because of the possibility of monetizing content, having sponsorships included, etc. But this kind of thing makes my blood boil because, well, let me explain fully. It says right here, the copyrighted content was found at this particular point. Now, I'm not going to play the match because I'll get flagged again. But the claim is that there's about 30 seconds of video that play a copyright match song. But the song plays for far more than 30 seconds, and the Content ID match system didn't catch it. In fact, it plays for more than those 30 seconds without me even talking over the track. So it begs the question, why did YouTube catch it during that time, and why did it not catch it during the other times? Well, it uses an automated Content ID matching system. These algorithms are very, very sharp. They're actually quite good, but they're not perfect. And so manual review is sometimes necessary. Now, I don't mean to complain about being able to publish on YouTube. I think it's a phenomenal platform. It's gone through a lot of growing pains. And to date, there hasn't been anything that's quite matched it in terms of usability and functionality. That said, content ID matching using just a blind algorithm is just as dangerous as distributed ledger technology or blockchain applied to just any business model. Case in point, I don't want the IRS to have blockchain. I don't think they've earned it. They audit people wrongfully every year, and they put families and businesses and individuals under severe duress to try to prove their innocence when, frankly, the mistake is oftentimes the IRS's fault. Now, again, am I glad the IRS exists? No. Well, no, I'm not. Do I think that they employ honest, well-meaning people? Well, yeah, of course they do. And do they honestly believe that their efforts are improving society as a whole? Of course they do. That's why they're engaged in the activity they're engaged in. So I don't mean to be all critical of the IRS. So I think the people that work there are doing a great thing. Do I want them to have blockchain technology? No, because they make a lot of mistakes. And so to have those mistakes irrevocably placed into an immutable ledger that is then duplicated across thousands of nodes around the world, that's a huge mistake. I'm not cool with that. I don't think that would be a good move, frankly. So here, content ID matching systems that are based on blind technology that just assign a social value, right? Like either you did right or you did wrong. Think of the IRS example again, right? Either you deserve an audit or you're innocent. But the IRS starts with the assumption that if you're being audited, you've done something wrong. You're not innocent, right? So same with this content ID matching system. Either you're okay, you've used music that's okay, or you're guilty. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. I've published hundreds of videos to YouTube. Many of them are not published anymore because of brand changes and because of the direction of this channel, for example. But I've published hundreds of videos, and I've had to deal with these kinds of copyright claims before. But this one just particularly bothered me, I guess, because I'm seeing that there are other options that are backed by blockchain technology. I had Saber Maram on my channel not even 10 days ago, and he's heading up a project called bit.tube. This doesn't happen on bit.tube yet. Granted, they're having to work really hard to crack down on what is legitimately piracy, right? And piracy is not a crime that doesn't affect families and individuals. It does. It does affect families and individuals who work for major studios and whose livelihood is dependent on being employed by these studios. For example, you can't see a Marvel or a Disney movie. As critical as I am of Disney sort of pulling in every creative property ever made, they employ families and individuals, and those families and individuals can't make the cool movies that we like to see without them having their intellectual property at bare minimum protected during its first run in the theaters and its second run, and then going into video release on Blu-ray or on Netflix or other streaming services, right? There needs to be a monetization model for these businesses. Otherwise, we stop getting cool stuff like, say, Avengers movies or animated features for our kids to go see. I know this is all very, very roundabout. Let me come back to where my personal pain is here on YouTube. I can't compare what I'm producing here to a Marvel movie, right? It's nowhere close. I'm doing a green screen matte extraction. I'm not creating like entire digital worlds from scratch and then compositing like 1,500 elements across like 4,500 shots in a movie. What they do is truly astounding. It's truly amazing. In fact, I don't even think 4,500 shots is probably a very conservative estimate as to the number of shots that are put into a feature film these days. And as far as visual effects shots, I'm sure visual effects touch practically every single frame of every single movie we see coming out of Marvel. But what I am doing is trying to provide value. And so to be able to get value in exchange is important. It's actually very important, right? Getting thumbs ups, that matters. When you subscribe and you click on the bell thing, that matters too. All of these things, they help fuel a social economy, right? Where I can provide value to you if you show me that I'm providing value. And that's the bare minimum, right? Like in conversation, if we're just talking and you go, wow, that's amazing. Interesting. We give each other feedback to make sure that we're on track and we can keep exchanging information. On YouTube, you got to click, you have to click likes and stuff so people know that you are liking what they make. Or you have to make comments, so you have to engage in some other way. But one of the other exchanges of value is when Google sells ad space, right? And then they offer to share it with people who are creators that are bringing people to the platform. I don't know that my content is bringing new viewers to YouTube, but I guarantee you that my content will bring new viewers to alternate platforms like bit.tube now. So right here, the thing that bothers me is that the song in question, and I don't know who this copyright owner is. I'm sure that, again, this represents individuals or maybe even families who need income from their efforts. I get it. However, it is a remix. What I used is a remix. It is, by definition, a derivative work. It's not the original work. It's not uncut the original work. It is a derivative work. Under fair use, that's not their intellectual property. So, to have this demonetized and to ensure that all the ads that roll are their ads now it encroaches on my territory. So let's go beyond that. It's not even just that it's a derivative work. It's that it's a derivative work playing as a backdrop to my derivative work. You don't come to my channel to listen to music. I don't feature an artist of the week. I don't feature an artist of the day. I talk about other stuff. So this is a backdrop. It's wallpaper. It's auditory wallpaper, so to speak. So it's a little bit of an issue there, but I think it's overblown. So I'm doing this video to prompt you to go over to this video. Dear subscribers, if you could do me a huge, huge favor and direct your attention to bit.tube/mineyour.biz. You will find that there is original content that doesn't make its way over to YouTube of mine over on this channel. I'm not out to violate copyright law, and I won't. That's a line that to me is very important. Again, I have family members who work for major Hollywood studios, and so I understand what that legal precedent is supposed to preserve. I have nieces and nephews who are fed by my family members' work at these studios. It matters. It matters to me that I do not violate copyright law. And so when there's a mistaken claim that I violated copyright law, for me it's like, that's extra personal. It is, just a little bit extra personal. I know what the impact is. And this is not on the same order of magnitude as, say, a Hollywood studio employing in some cases, tens of thousands of people in the aggregate. Tons and tons of people, thousands minimum, thousands of people who work on visual effects, animation, cinematography, sound, lighting, grip electric, and then above the line employees who we all like to absolutely deify, right? Producers, directors, writers, people who come up with some of the creative storylines that have to be executed by thousands of people, like so many slaves building the pyramids of Egypt. I get it. There's a system in place there. It probably needs to be shaken up a little bit. But I get it, and I'm not here to ruffle feathers there. I think that system has to continue working for a while until we come up with something better. Netflix is certainly coming up with a great idea in terms of original content. I think the first decentralized blockchain system that rewards creators enough to be able to come up with original content that rivals Hollywood, you win everything. You win it all of it. You win. So I sincerely hope that happens. But my Friday show will not be on YouTube. This is my Friday show on YouTube, but if you look at my uploads right here, this is my Friday show. This is the Friday show that you were supposed to get on YouTube that you didn't get on YouTube. It's on bit.tube. So if you're not already a subscriber over on bit.tube, I am prompting you now. Here's the call to action, guys. You don't have to hit the subscribe button. You don't have to click the bell icon. It's cool if you do. I'm still going to upload content here to YouTube. I will go live here on YouTube, but I will also be going live simultaneously on bit.tube, and I will be uploading value-added premium content to bit.tube as well. And I mean that in every sense of the word. By value added and premium, I mean, for example, tutorials and doing collaborative work with other YouTube personalities and other content creators who maybe are not on YouTube because they can't afford to be on YouTube because it's not well monetized. I'll be releasing some of that content here on bit.tube. This is me announcing my intention to completely espouse this platform. I have absolutely fallen in love with their business platform and with their business model, and I think that they've got something, they're doing something right that nobody else is. So catch me over there. I'll post a link in the description to this video, the Friday video that should have been here on YouTube, so you can check it out over there. And guys, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming with me on this journey to interview various coin founders. I'll continue to do that here on YouTube. You have my commitment. You have my word. That's going to continue to happen if you don't feel like joining me over on bit.tube, because you can do what you want to do, of course. You support the platform that seems best to you. But you've been warned. Some of my better content will actually wind up over here on bit.tube. Some of my best content will wind up here on bit.tube monetized. Now, I've looked at other platforms as well. I am published on Amazon Prime because I shot a pilot for a stereoscopic 3D animated, not animated, but wildlife series in Texas. And it was released there. And that will continue. I'll continue to experiment with other publishing platforms because I think that's important. But I think that bit.tube is on the cusp of solving real problems for publishers, real problems for content creators, and real problems for independent creatives who want to be able to express themselves without having difficulty because of copyright conflicts and because of because of finicky content promotion algorithms. You can just subscribe to somebody over here and get notified when you subscribe that they've uploaded a video, instead of having to subscribe and then resubscribe and then click bells and whistles and buttons and drink whatever their magic potion is. I'm just confused. So Omar Baum, let me just quickly call this out. Omar Baum, whose content I follow, and I think you should follow his content too. Now, earlier today, he talked. Now, I have to be really careful here because I don't want to give you a spoiler. I want you to watch his video over on YouTube. But Omar Baum over at Crypt0s News, he talked about some pain that he was having on not on his YouTube channel, but on his Facebook group. And go ahead and watch that video. But I publicly want to invite Omar to join me for an interview that is a bit.tube exclusive. And I want to talk a little bit more about what his pain was there and talk a little bit about some of the proposed solutions, some of the current best options for crypto creatives and people who are into not only crypto commentary, mining commentary, but also into creating media. Omar, I believe, is a SAG-AFTRA registered actor in Los Angeles, and so you might see his face on cool stuff coming, going direct to TV or going direct to Netflix or going direct to a large screen near you via the Hollywood system. So, he's not a terrible-looking guy. I don't think I can do his face. I've got to be honest. I'm starting to feel a little self-conscious with Omar next to me right there. But I want to do an open invite to Omar because he's expressed some pain at a similar problem. It just takes a couple of bad actors, right, to flag your content for whatever reason they think it shouldn't be allowed on that platform, and then before long, you can be buried, regardless of what you've done. So, guys, I appreciate your support. I don't mean to complain. Sorry if it comes across as me complaining. Not complaining. This is just me letting you know that today's show is actually going to be over on, drumroll, bit.tube. Because bit.tube lets me be who I'm going to be and deliver my message and give me credit for your viewership without having to take advertising dollars today because it's tied to blockchain. All right, guys, that is the Friday video. You're going to see my top pick. You're going to see my top pick for mining over there on bit.tube, and I don't know that the result is going to shock you very much. I think that you'll very much. Oh, I don't think it's going to be a shock, but I want you to check it out over there. If you do me a solid, at least check it out. Consider making a new account. Every new account on the bit.tube platform comes with a wallet ID, rather with a public address and then private keys. So you can then set up a wallet, or you can accumulate bit.tube either on their web wallet or on a local wallet. Choice is yours. So, anyway, don't want to shill for them too hard. I'm not paid for this video, other than that I'm starting to host more content there, and I invite any other crypto personalities who are watching this video to join me. But the open invite goes back to Omar. Omar, I'd love to have you on the show, and I'd love to have you on your first bit.tube show with me. We can do a live stream, or we can do something that's post-produced. Totally, the choice is yours. But I've been meaning to reach out to you for some possible collaborative content in recent weeks anyhow. Love the content that you do. I understand if it's not something you can do right away, but I love your content, love the commentary, love that you also make a strong effort to maintain a bias-free posture, a bias-free position with your reviews and with your commentary. All right, guys, that's the video. Remember, you're the reason I make these videos. I love your face. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.